Saving the innocent from corporate radio. This is the show where Ohio throws down. Ohio is on fire. I am your host, Daniel Diesel. We are live this Tuesday night. And this week here at WWSU 106.9 FM, it's a sort of a new era, if you will. Coming in full effect for most shows. We're using a thing called Sam Broadcaster. In case you're wondering all that commotion before my show came on, what is Patriot Patrick has, he decided that the future of the station is Sam Broadcasting, and you can record a lot of things in advance. It can be pre-packaged into the show, make it sound professional. So that was kind of cool. Because that was Patriot Patrick giving the weather, and I don't know. He makes it sound easy. I guess he listens to the weather every day, so I don't know how he knows this stuff in advance. I guess he goes to weather.com or something. But anyway, and a bunch of cool stuff on there also. So tonight we're using Sam Broadcaster. And later on this show, you will find out some more features of Sam Broadcaster because I got to use them. So we'll see how it works. It's a crash test for me of sorts. So we'll see how it works. But yes, this is Ohio's on Fire. We're live in Fairborn, Dayton, and it's a beautiful September day. It's September 9th, and I want to get some things off my chest. I watched a movie recently on the Lifetime Network. It was a highly debated movie. It was called the Unauthorized Saved by the Bell movie. And I watched it. I was curious, and I can tell you, this should have had a different name to it. This should have been Dustin Diamond's fantasy movie, because that's what it was. This movie was the comedy of the summer, and I really mean that. This was supposed to be a serious cutting edge, behind the scenes look at everyone's favorite teen sitcom of the 90s. And it was funny. It was funny for all the wrong reasons. And of course, this movie was based off Dustin Diamond's book, Behind the Bell, where he talked about all sorts of things. Like he said he had sex with 2,000 women. Yeah, right. And maybe two. And Dustin Diamond also made some claims about the cast going on wild drug hunts. Like they would get drugs from drug lords, because they did a show out in California, so whatever's out in California, that's what they did. And here's the highlights of the movie, of sorts, of what I noticed. The first thing I noticed was that the way that they cast the Dustin Diamond character, which he played Screech, he was taller than every cast member in that movie, within that movie. Of course, knowing my Saved by the Bell by heart, I know for a fact that he was the shortest, actually. He was short, he was way younger, but somehow in this movie, he towered over everybody throughout that whole run of the show. He was bigger than Mario Lopez. He had more muscles than Mario Lopez. How did that happen? And that reminds me of another thing. I mean, there was a scene where they had a photo shoot. It was a photo shoot to promote one of their upcoming seasons. And supposedly there was a lot of infighting. The Lisa Turtle character, I forget the actress's real name, I forget her name. She played Lisa Turtle. She was upset with Tiffany Amber Thiessen over some guy. And so they were allegedly yelling at each other during the photo shoot. And then, I guess, Dustin and Mario, I'm using air quotes, I know you can't see them, because that's what they played in this movie. They supposedly had this push-up contest to see who was the bigger macho man, who can impress the ladies better. And then they got up. I think Dustin called Mario a jerk. And then Mario said something else, I forget what it was. But then Dustin challenged him to a fight. Yes. So according to Dustin Diamond, he challenged Mario Lopez to a fight at a camera shoot. You moron. You would die in 10 seconds if you were to fight Mario Lopez. This movie's funny. If anything, even though this movie's full of crap, you should watch it because it's funny unintentionally. It's one of those. It's funnier than The Room by Tommy Wiseau. That's how ridiculous this was. There was also a scene where the Dustin Diamond guy, he wanted to he fantasized having a bigger role on the show, something like how the Zach Morris character was. So he fantasized being in a hot tub with a bunch of women, and he had big CGI muscles and blonde hair. He was making a lot of money, So here's the thing. I do recommend you watch this. If you watch it, don't expect it to be a pure masterpiece of, wow, this really went down. This is absolute crap. Like, I doubt the source material. I doubt the book in the movie. And a lot of the cast members do also, but it's funny. It's funny when it's supposed to be funny, so I like that. So watch it. And speaking of movies that seems to get on everyone's nerves, for about 10 years now, they've been talking about doing a reboot of Ghostbusters 3. Maybe longer than that. I think since the late 90s, they said, oh, let's do Ghostbusters 3. It'll be great. Let's get the gang back together. And I think the first hiccup was Bill Murray didn't want to do it anymore. He wanted to be a serious actor, and doing Ghostbusters would get cut into that. So he refused to do it for the longest time. Then he changed his mind, and it sounded like the original four Ghostbusters. It was Ernie Hudson. Yeah, I knew his name. Dan Aykroyd, Murray, and they had that guy. He was the guy. He actually died this past summer. They had the other guy, and he was also one of the co-writers of Ghostbusters. Anyway, they just couldn't come together. Of course, then the guy died, and then Harold Ramis. There you go. I always forget someone. Harold Ramis. He passed away, unfortunately. Of course, they can't do Ghostbusters anymore. And now Bill Murray wants ownership of the script or the name rights of Ghostbusters, and he wants to make a reboot, a third Ghostbusters, and this will be with all women. And I'm like, you know, I don't even care now. Like, how many times are they going to reboot this thing? First, they wanted young actors who were in their 20s and that were sexy. They wanted a serious reboot. Because I guess the first two Ghostbusters, well, I watched the first two. It was more of a comedy with a little bit of drama mixed in. And that's what gave it its charm. It was kind of kooky in a way. Kooky and silly. Now, but then they talked about doing a serious reboot, which that didn't work out. Now they want to do all-woman serious reboot. Hollywood. I don't get it. Hollywood. I tell you what, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not even sure I want to watch it. I don't think I want to see... I believe the four Ghostbusters should be... maybe they're relatives of the original Ghostbusters. They should continue the story. They shouldn't be doing a reboot because it wipes out... I hate reboots. It wipes out the previous universe, and it tells you, hey, we screwed up on this other universe. Forget about that one. Watch this one. And I hate that because I love the first two Ghostbusters movies. I watched them when I was young. I disagree with it. And I'm not a big fan of reboots. Or if I do wind up watching a reboot, more than likely I'm going to favor towards the original. Kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. They finally rebooted that one this past August. I watched it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't like it as well as I do the first movie from 1990. And I never will change my mind on that. That 1990 film will be in my heart forever. You know, my grandma, my mother took me to it at that old Beavercreek theater that got torn down. It's close to, it's that lot, El Afino's Market lot. That big movie theater, which is now vacant. That's where I saw it at. It's my earliest memories. I saw it when I was 5. And I think that's the way it is. People's going to more than likely side to their favorites. So I'll see when I believe it. So Bill Murray, whatever you're doing, good luck to you, but I'm annoyed. If you're going to talk about it, let's just do it. I don't want to wait another 10 years for his Ghostbusters 3. I can't wait to think of the next reboot idea if this one falls through. Then we get some out of work, unpaid radio DJs from Dayton, Ohio to fill the roles. Which in that case I would say yes. Okay, with that, let me tell you something. For those listening at home, thank you very much. But I got to tell you something. I want you to mark your calendars. I want you to mark your calendars for Saturday, November 1st, 2014. Because in Dayton, Ohio, in the heart of the Oregon District, located at the old Dill Cab Building, will be my first mega event. My first mega Ohio's on Fire event. It is DimCon 2014. It was inspired from my very successful tournament from last spring, where I had a bunch of viewers, more so than usual. It was the highest rated segments of indie show on WWSU throughout that year. And thanks to some encouragement and by popular demand, it's finally come to fruition. This on Saturday, November 1st. It's about a little less than 2 months away, so you got some time. But all you got to do is come to the ticket booth and buy a ticket. It's $10, all ages, and it's a day of, so you can't buy them online anywhere. You just got to show up on that day and buy it. And let me tell you what I have on the card. I got the Story Changes. I got them champion Melvin Robertson Jr., aka Faith Baby. I got Sleds for Giants, which is the new band that was created by Seth Bauman and Jobin. And so Seth Bauman, from Understood, he left Skeptimistic. That band went to a different direction, which that's music for you. People change their minds. But this new band, Sleds for Giant, it sounds awesome from a little bit that I've heard. They'll perform at my concert. Also, Ashley Martin, a big country superstar here within Dayton, Ohio. She's a regional act. Also, Moroni Lane, or is it Moroni Lane? I believe that's pronounced. I was corrected. And hello, everyone in the hallway. I got waved at by some people. I love you too. We also got Robert Watson. We got Rob #Hanky. And we got Raz Cassie. And of course, in Cursive Cassandra. So right now I got 9 acts confirmed. I am working to add maybe 1 or 2 more to the featured lineup. Plus there'll be music outside. If you're familiar with Yogi Yo Cab Building, it's an inside and outside combo. So I'll have a few acoustic acts outside. I'm going to try to get some food vendors. It is now time for OMVP, Ohio's most valuable pedestrian. Ooh, ah. And I don't have the music tonight, so I'll just blow the horn. Do 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 do. Alright, so anyway, it's OMVP, and it's a weekly award. That's not really an award. It goes to someone from the state of Ohio, or did something in the state of Ohio that was very interesting, very positive for society, or did something weird in a good way. So that's what OMVP is all about. And I want to read this article, which is all a part of OMVP this week. It's quite different for this week, but we got the Globe-Trotting family rolls through Ohio. So let me read this article. If you see the Simard family on the road this week, you probably won't forget them. Father Julie Lorne is pedaling a heavy-laden bicycle pulling a trailer, and 5-year-old Laurent. Mother Isabel and 2 daughters, 7-year-old Nora and 9-year-old Beatrice, are also pushing along with loaded down bikes. And you thought a long trip in a car with kids was tough. The Simard family sold their home in Sherbrooke in southeast Quebec and are heading to Mexico, South America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. The trip will mean years on the road. Right now, they are able to enjoy Ohio's series of bike trails and the Ohio Canal Townpath Trail. Julie Lorne is navigating with help from his iPad and local cyclists. Julie Lorne, Sinard, this is what he said. We've checked on Google there, and there are plenty of bike paths. And we check on the American Cycling Association. There's an Underground Railroad Trail. It's a nice thing to do with the kids, as they learn the history of Afro-Americans to go that way. Now also, a quote from Isabel. We ask the locals for the road. They are good to help us to choose a better road to take. And now Yuki said, you talk about doing the Underground Railroad. You have to educate your children on this trip then. Isabel then said, yeah, they were already homeschooled at home, and we just continue to homeschool them on the road. We think that every day we have a chance to educate them with what we see and all the people we meet and all the things we can do on the road. Okay, and Ukraine says, so overall this will take long. And then Gualorn says, we are often asking the kids, maybe 2 years, maybe 3, maybe 4. We say 3 years. We got 3 kids, but we'll take that time that we want to. Alright, continuing the end of this. Now, Gualorn is writing a blog about the trip, and the 2 girls are writing a slightly fictionalized account in a periodic journal that they hope to sell. Their website is called 10feetontheground.org. One of the girls says a highlight for her was playing pool in Harlem. I'm sorry, Harlem. I said that wrong. The group is keeping their expenses low by using the cyclist organization called Warm Showers that offers a free place to stay in homes of fellow bike travelers. They've been given a free room at a hotel and a dinner at a pizzeria. Warm Showers, you know what, I have to check, because I like to ride my bike, so I forgot I should check into that. Warm Showers. And they tell you free places to stay in the homes of fellow bike. Alright, 6 now, Isabel, we didn't get our food for about 1 week now, and we're going to wait for us to share the meal with them, and it's like, oh my gosh, we are amazed. The family travels between 12 and 21 miles a day. They've ridden more than 700 miles so far, and will get a break when they reach Columbus. They plan to house sit there for 2 weeks, then on towards Mexico. Do you boys like Mexico? That was an inside joke from Super Troopers. You should watch it. Anyway, yeah, Mexico. But that's awesome. So this is a family that's done that. I guess not many people have ever done. Maybe no family has ever done this. They're going to travel the entire world on a bicycle, and they'll pretty much take a lot of time. And the kids will pretty much grow up this way on a bicycle. And they're going to keep a journal. These seems like really smart people, because the little girl is going to keep a journal. And but this week they're in Northeast Ohio. They will be in Ohio, and you know what? They're going to be coming through the Dayton area. That because we have a bike trail that's in the Dayton area. I've been on it. It's close to where Riverscape is, so they will be taking that, and that gets me excited. I don't know if I'll see them. I don't know when I'll be in Dayton, Ohio again, but I'd be excited if I saw this family. I might wave at them, and maybe there'll be some pictures taken. I can get my picture taken with a fam from Canada. They're from all the way from Quebec, Canada. So I'm going to give these guys a special name. We'll call them the Globetrotting Family. Actually, that's what it says in this article. They are the Globetrotting Family on bicycles. So, to all 5 of you, you're making history. You are very brave, and people will talk about this for centuries to come. This will be in science books everywhere. But I'm going to give you another award that's not really an award, but pat on the back. Because Globetrotting Family on bikes, you are OMVP, Ohio's most valuable pedestrian. Yeah. Round of applause to the Globetrotting Family on bicycles. They're here in Ohio this week, and I'm happy for them. They're living life to the max. You know what, maybe one of these days I can take a bike ride around the country, or at least 2 places I want to go that's warm. Because I ride my bike a lot, I gotta lose weight, because I'll get myself exhausted. This family, I'm looking at a picture of them, they are in tip-top shape. They're all vegans, means they don't eat means they eat vegetables and they do not eat meat. That's what I mean by that. Yeah, good luck to them. And we are back with Ohio is on Fire here on WWSU 106.9 FM. I am Daniel Diesel. And it's time to have a little fun here on the show. It's time to do something called live audition. Because yes, as someone that does volunteer work for college radio, I'd love to be a broadcaster for the rest of my adult life. I'd like to make big money in it. I realize there's a lot of fields that need broadcasters. Someone that needs to announce, make life easier. A lot of occupations. So I think it's the time to take this time on this show to do a live audition. And this week, I'll do a live audition to gain a job in the airport industry, the airplane industry. I think I'm fascinated by airplanes. Of course, the Wright brothers, they created the airplane. Of course, that's what the school's named after. And I see them on TV, and it looks like a cool job to have. It's dangerous. It'll keep you on your feet all the time. I don't see how you can have a dull moment on a plane because you're so high up in the air and there's turbulence. So I realize now it's, I think I'm going to do a live audition. I want to be in the airport industry. And I know one thing they have a thing called stewardess. And of course, stewardess, they're the ones that when you're on a plane, they ask you if you want peanuts, if you want the hot towel. And I can do that. I can be a stewardess. Check me out. Hello, welcome to the airport, wherever this airplane is. Would you like some peanuts? Yes, sir, I would love some peanuts. Well, here you go, some peanuts. And then I drop the peanuts in her face. Ooh, drop the peanuts on your face. Would you like a hot towel? Yes, sir, I would love a hot towel. Well, here's your hot towel. And then I give it to him, I burn his face off. Like, oh, no, burn my face off, I want you fired. So that's probably not going to be a bad idea, being a stewardess. The other thing is that I think the stewardess give beer to the plane riders. They serve those little beers in a little bottle or whiskey. Someone tells me I'd give one too many to the wrong person. Probably, who's that guy that drinks? I guess anyone that drinks a lot. I was going to say, anyway, I forget his name. I always forget names on the air. Also, the other thing I do, you know what, I'm also going to audition. I think I'm going to be the emergency guide. You know how before you take off on a plane, where there's an in case of an emergency, and those people run the hallway for some reason. That's weird. Anyway, you can't see it at home, but there's 8 little ladies. They're running down the hallway right now for no reason. And the last 3 are walking. They're doing a smart thing. Anyway, I would be one of these emergency guides where here's how I would do it. This plane will take off in 10 minutes. Just remember, we have emergency guide in case something bad happens to the airplane. As you sit in your seat, look above you. There's a red button, and that red button, that red button, the gas mask comes down in case we get to high turbulence. You put that gas mask on you, and you breathe into it. And of course, also there's some liquids that comes down from the ceiling in case you need some water. I think that comes out. No. And also, you must stay seated at all times, because as the plane comes down, if you're standing up, you might tumble around and hurt a lot of the customers, hurt all the other plane riders. You might tumble onto the pilot area because you roll down the aisle and mess up the airplane. So I'd be that person. Also, I think they also get to guide the people who use the toilet. So I'd be like, I'd knock on the door, hey, is the My Hog Club going on in there? You get out of there. I can't believe you did that. I'm calling the cops because you're doing it on the airplane. Yes, the Mile High Club. I'd have to break that up if I was the emergency guide person. And that leads me to one other job that I think I might want to audition for when it comes to the airplane industry. I want to be a pilot. Yes, I'm going to do it. I will be a pilot. What I would do before the plane takes off, I would get on the microphone. I'd be saying, "Hey everybody, I'm your pilot, Daniel Diesel, and hello Dayton, Ohio. I heard you guys are going to California. No, wait, you know what? Not California, Mexico. Yes, continue my next. Do you guys like Mexico? Because that's the pilot. That's where I'm taking you, Mexico. I'm your pilot, and then I would broadcast all the cool things I would do. I would do 360 turns, and remember that movie Flight with Denzel Washington, where he was a pilot and he had that drinking problem and that drug problem. He would smoke and drink a lot before he did one of his routes. That'd be me. I'd be Denzel Washington in Flight. I'd do 360s with everyone buckled in. They all get head nauseous, and then I would empty the fuel, and then I would land. I would do a crash landing at an open field somewhere at a church, and then I'd be the hero because people think I was the hero, and then they would do some investigating and find out I was the big idiot that almost crashed. Here's how that would go if I were to broadcast that. You might be experiencing some head lightness right now. That's because I decided to do a 360. Because I'm a big fat idiot. Before I got on this plane today, I'm going to be honest with you. I have 12 gallons of Budweiser, and I snorted a line. I snorted about 10 lines, as a matter of fact. So I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But you might want to say a prayer, because we'll probably die any minute now. I've been your pilot, Dan Diesel. But then I'd find a way. I'd get the plane back on track, and there'd be lawsuits and death threats from the parents of the people that died. Alright, so that's my live audition. So listen, if you like what you hear, sign me up, and my people will talk to your people. Alright. And we are back with Ohio's on Fire. That was The Cube by Gary Lee Cummins. Before that was Rich Palmer with Clouds. And before that we played, yes, it was Gypsy Comet with Burn It Down. So that's the Dayton Indie Music Madness Showcase. There'll be another showcase next week. Just a reminder, I am live again next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. where I have a special guest host, Cry for Help Comedy. It's 5 of the wackiest and craziest guys you'll ever meet in one group. They'll be here live next week. And also we'll have some more of the top 120 countdown of the best Ohio songs of all time, and some more surprise shenanigans, if you will. Now, I got a caller during my break. Thank you for the call. It was from Nathan. He asked me if I remembered the name of the girl that I was with at my junior year homecoming court. And I do remember the name. Her name was Shay Duffy. Now, she wasn't my date. I wasn't dating her. It's just she was voted in the female category. And I shared a car with her. So we're paired in cars. And I guess that'd be the best way to put it. No, she wasn't like my girlfriend. I was paired with Shay Duffy. And she had blonde hair. And very pretty. And I can say that she's moved on. She lives out west now. And she's got a husband. And she got several kids also. So shout out if she's listening by any chance. I don't think she is. But shout out anyway to Shay. So hopefully it answers your question, Nathan. With that, it's time for final message, where I speak what's on my mind at the end of the show. Just have a poignant moment, if you will. So tonight I want to talk about my thoughts on illegal immigration. This is something I was going to talk about with Welcome Dayton, which they couldn't make it tonight. Illegal immigration, the thing is, people can go anywhere they want in this world, I feel. I am a champion for freedom. But there is a right way of doing things. Even as an American citizen, I have rules. I know you at home have rules. We all have rules to abide by, to not cause chaos. And I guess the deal with these illegal immigrants is that they're breaking in here. They're on trucks, or they're coming on boats. And they're pretty much on the run from their other government. I know that's a big issue in Cuba, where they actually have to escape their country because they're not really allowed to leave it, and they escape it, and they got to try to stay away from being captured. I say if you're an immigrant and you want to come to America, there is a proper way to do so, and I think there is a time frame on how long you can adjust. You get your green card, you have the American citizenship test, and you just got to do it. Get some education. Do it the proper way, because I think if you get caught, if you do not do any of this stuff, and you're from a foreign country, and someone asks you about, you don't have the right cards, the right forms, you're probably going to get deported. More than likely you'll get deported. I don't know, they offer second chances, depends on what state you're in. I know one of the big controversies with this is in Arizona. They have that law where if you even look like an immigrant, they can question you, they can put you in jail, which I think that's a load of crap. That allows for racism. Because who looks like an immigrant? I mean, what exactly passes as an immigrant nowadays? I think people in this country come in all shapes and colors and sizes. and genders, which there's only 2 different genders. Of course, there's a transgender also. So, and America is the ultimate melting pot. So I know this. That was a big issue back in the 50s, back when the old white man farmer owned America. And most of those old white man farmers, they were stupid and they were mean and evil. And they didn't like people that didn't look like them, and that's where our history of racism comes from. Just not the other guy wasn't in the minorities. They didn't have the power. They were put down by the people that were in power due to ignorance and hatefulness. And although it's a lot better in the 21st century, it still happens. Like, people still victim of racism, of hate crimes, hate speech. And it goes on the world too. Like, it ain't just America. I would call these people bullies. Like, these people that make these speeches, like, oh, let's get the gays out of this country, yada yada yada. Like, they're ruining the tradition of America. It's unpure what they're doing, yada 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 yada. These people are not leaders, although they claim they're leaders, but they're bullies. They're big evil bullies, and we have them everywhere. We got bullies in, whether you're in kindergarten, high school, whether it's the workplace, you got a jerk boss, and then people that go on TV, the politicians, the peer groups, the extremist organizations. I mean, I guess they have a right to their opinion, but it's my opinion that they're wrong. People will play by the rules if you let them. Yes, they do say if you do come here illegally and you wind up doing bad things, then yes, you should be deported. What comes to mind is the 9/11 attacks. Those guys from Afghanistan, they played dirty, they lied, they came to this country and they snuck in a bunch of weapons, if you will, and it was the worst day in America's history. It was awful. But those are just 2 people that I can think of. Well, also that Boston Marathon bomber. There's that guy. It's not all immigrants. That's only 3 immigrants out of, I would say, close to 1 million that try to live here every year. Yeah, we focus on those 3, and we don't focus on the beauty that is the other 1 million, however many number there is. Because this world is very beautiful, and the people in it are beautiful. We just gotta let them show their beauty, and they can show it here in this country, as long as they do it in the right way. And let's stand up to that bully. Like, if you are an immigrant, listen. You're smart. You know you're beautiful. Let's ignore the noise, because it's stupid noise. These people that talk, the Sarah Palins, the Glenn Becks of the world, they make this country a worse place with their rhetoric. And that's the truth. You're beautiful no matter who you are. And that's my thoughts. So listen, yes, illegal immigration, give themselves a chance to be legal. Give themselves to fill out the form. And if they are caught playing dirty, check up on them. If they're being dirty, then get rid of them. There's a right and wrong in everything. So that's my thoughts on illegal immigration. So with that, hopefully that was poignant. I don't know, maybe not, but that's why I wanted to get out. I have a good feeling that Melissa Bertolo had a good stance on this. She probably had some good stories. In the future, I'll try to get her on when things are better, and when she's not dealing with her emergency. Hopefully, the best comes out of that emergency that she had tonight. And that's it. So yes, thank you for those that called in tonight. I love the calls. And those that listen online and here on local radio, yes, I'm live again once again next Tuesday, which I got Travis Clyburn, I got Ranson, and I got Catfish Carr, and the rest of the Cry for Comedy 2, the live radio, the Cry for Help comedy team. I don't know what I said just now, but I mean, listen, we'll interview and we'll play a fun party game on the air. We'll take callers. And 2 weeks from now, I got Lab Partners, the band. And visit me at www.facebook.com/OhioIsOnFire. And also visit, if you love music, you have a music event coming up. visit Dayton Indie Music Madness group page. And then for all things Ohio's on Fire related and the history of the show, visit Ohio is on Fire page. Yeah, I think it's just a page. It's not a group. It's just a page. Search for it in the Facebook box and you will find it. It's easy to find. My next goal is to get to 200 people. I'm at 172 right now. So, see you next Tuesday. And right now, in things, I got a new feature on this show. It's actually going to be a feature from many shows here on this station. We're trying to play national independent music that's hot right now. So I will call this the National Independent Showcase. And I'm going to play several songs. I'm going to play Ty Segale and Manipulator. Then I'm also going to play Alla Lost with Every Girl. Then I'll play Big Frida and New Orleans Bounce. And then Rubber Bucket with Shake Me Around. That will end tonight's show as part of our National Independent Showcase. You've been listening to Ohio is on Fire. Ohio, that's the way it is. Warning. This episode of Ohio is on Fire contains strong opinions and viewpoints that belong to the host and guests that appear on Ohio is on Fire. This show contains entertainment and honesty that reaches extreme levels. Please do not try this at home.
Tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
My name is Elizabeth Holford, and I'm the Executive Director at Equality Ohio.
I have a First Amendment.
Equality Ohio.
These officers want me to leave this position just because you got cameras.
Equality Ohio.
Can you believe it?
Witnesses say during a heated confrontation, a healthcare reform opponent had his pinky finger bitten off when he stuck it in a healthcare reform supporter's face. Police say the 65-year-old man picked up his finger and drove himself to Los Robles Hospital, where they're now trying to reattach it. Police tonight are searching for the biter who ran from the scene.
Enough! Silence! I can't take no more. Fire! 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 Fire!
Let's just talk. Listen, I'm sorry. You're highly professional at what you do. You get here and